Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's lovely to be here. So our organization, Démocratie Ouverte, addresses one of the most worrisome global trends at a time when we absolutely need governmental and collective responses to the social and climate emergencies. Democratic backsliding. In France, 2/3 of the people surveyed by OpinionWay this year consider that democracy doesn't work well. The turnout of young electors is going lower and lower. Disadvantaged groups are usually left behind, and extremism is growing. So what can we do at our level? How can we know the state of democracy in our cities and act to improve it? Our solution is, let's use the demometer. In the past 2 years, Démocratie Ouverte co-designed this first local democracy index with nearly 300 users and partners so that all of us can assess and enhance democracy where we live. We made State of Democracy assessment participatory and accessible to all with an online open platform and user-tailored gamified questionnaires and local workshops. The demometer makes us think about democracy beyond elections. It also addresses transparency issues, citizens' participation, cooperation among people, including social inclusion, citizens' initiatives, and multi-stakeholder cooperation. At the end of the assessment, you get a scoreboard where you can see the strength of the democracy in your city and the top challenges to tackle. Because our end goal is to lead to tangible changes in practices, the assessment is only the first step of the process. We will then discuss learnings with all the stakeholders and identify concrete measures to move on. The demometer is not only a tool to assess, change, monitor democratic practices, it also empowers citizens. We give plenty of resources and examples so that people can learn about their rights and opportunity to engage. City leaders can also better understand how to open up policymaking. To develop a tool that is both robust and accessible to all, we worked with pioneer cities, about 100 residents and officials who developed with us the criteria. We also performed a global literature review and a wide expert consultation. The demometer is currently road-tested in pioneer cities that enhance their democratic practices with hundreds of citizens with strong focus on young people and disadvantaged groups. We're going to release the demometer in September and create a learning community that's going to share experience and foster innovation. We're also working with partners on thematic versions to adjust the demometer to other governance level, to the governance of just transitions, and even to other countries, including in Hungary. So stay tuned and support us, especially our crowdfunding campaign. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mathilde. Great. I think it's so important when we talk about changing habits that one of the things is how do we actually make decisions? Are the decisions made for us or we have a saying of making these decisions? So I would like to invite the next speaker on stage from Goodvest and Aurore to talk about your initiative. Please, the stage is yours.
Hi, I'm Aurora, and so today I will be talking to you about Goodvest. So Goodvest is a French savings solution, and what makes it special is that it's committed towards the environment. Otherwise, we would not be here today. And talking of being here today, if you all are here today, you're probably already doing a lot for the planet. You probably try to consume a little less plastic, a little less meat, and maybe you're not taking the plane anymore. Congratulations. And that's all very good, and we need to keep it that way. However, what we need to acknowledge is that the majority of our carbon emissions do not come from what we eat. It does not come from the flights we take. No. It comes from our money, from our savings. What we need to know today is that the average carbon footprint of a savings account is 11 tons per person per year. It is huge. And the reason why is that the majority of our bank accounts go towards fossil fuel. 70% of energy investments are directed towards charcoal, towards oil, towards gas. And this needs to stop. And the world needs to invest a lot more towards sustainability and the ecological transition. So that's why we created Goodvest, because we believe that if money makes the world go round, it can also make it go the right way. So Goodvest makes your money work for you and for the planet. As I said before, we are a saving solution. we do not invest your money in fossil fuel, not in tobacco, not in armament. So what do we finance with your savings? Well, it's easy. We finance companies that are committed towards the transition. It does not mean that they are perfect, but it means that they are on the right path. Also, we analyze every company that we invest in. So we are able to build a portfolio for you that is compliant to the Paris Agreement. And also, because we believe that the world needs more transparency, if you invest with Goodvest, you will be able to know the impact of your investment, how much it emits, and how much it contributes to the ecological transition. You can start investing with Goodvest starting from 300 euros, and the more we are, well, the merrier, and also the more we have an impact. We launched Goodvest in 2001, and today we have over 3,000 clients, I believe almost 4,000, who invested about 30 million euros. Those 30 million euros are now committed towards sustainability, and you can join us anytime. I will be with my colleagues over there during the whole day, so please don't hesitate to come and see us. Thank you for your attention. We are Goodvest.
Thank you very much. When you were pitching, I was thinking I'm gonna sing a little bit. Money makes the world go round, the world go round. But you mentioned it is actually true. Where do we put the money and what it actually comes out of it? And it's important to invest them in sustainability. Thank you also for your generous time devotion to us. It's always great when we have this kind of pitching marathons to have some small little bits of contribution of free time to continue further. And I would like to continue with our next speaker. So, Janine, the stage is yours from SpaceBuzz.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Good luck.
My name is Janine Gijs, and I'm the managing director of SpaceBuzz, and we are on a mission to create 100 million of ambassadors for our beautiful planet Earth. And it all has to do with this saying. You probably all recognize this one. But the incredible fact is that still 87% of people across the world are not moving or are moving too slowly. And we believe that all has to do with perspective, because the moment you have that different perspective, you see what the situation is in the world, and you have your own aha-erlebnis. Probably you all had it during the last years yourself, and that's why you're here and not on a classic event or congress or anything like that. We found a life-changing experience, not on Earth, but in space, which could actually help to have and get that different perspective. It's in the world from astronauts, because when astronauts look from space to Earth, they see those little blue dot, fragile, tiny hemisphere, but also with just one people living on it. So our solution is quite simple, impactful, but also scalable. We recreated that experience back on Earth using the latest immersive technology, so children can actually feel it, experience it, getting into their hearts, not just their minds. And we embedded that in an educational program, because it's not an attraction, it's not Six Flags, but it's a training, guiding, helping the future generation to actually become those change makers. And within the educational program, we focus on two things: sustainability, of course, but also educating them with technology, because that will be an important part of the solutions created for the future. It's adaptable to any country in the world, in language, but also in content, so we welcome all cultures fitting in their system. Where are we now? We're proven and tested with over 50,000 children and 70 nationalities. Highly rated by teachers, because they're also struggling with the right narrative, changing the narrative for the future generation, which is so absolutely important. And what do we see in schools? We see great projects, vegetable gardens, but also sharing dinner with that, changing habits of those children. But we also see biodiversity projects, beehives and colonies, but also human connection projects, elderly projects, voedselbank initiatives, all kind of programs to become those change makers. We're scientifically validated. We do know that the overview effect actually takes place. We have learning gains, and of course we see all those beautiful Earth action plans. Who are we? We're the SpaceBuzz team. We're a melting pot of disciplines. We have astronauts, VR and gaming people, educational experts, but also entrepreneurs. So we made a scalable program to bring it to the world. We're all concerned about the blue dot, but we also love and are passionate about getting people moving and getting inside our hearts instead of their minds. The end goal, creating 100 million change makers. And this is not about projects, it's about a paradigm shift. It's about inspiration, hope and action. Because eventually we believe we can solve our problems. We only need a new way of thinking to create those solutions. Happy to discuss it further with you and helping children get the same different perspective as you already have. Thank you. Sorry for that.
Thank you very much. Great. Thank you very much, Janine. And we have seen how to transform the spaces from knowledge making, from money, but also by touching the space. And I would like to move then to Gabriel from De l'or dans les mains. Big applause.
I grew up in a village in the center of France where workshops, industries and factories have vanished. This is due to an absence of successors and a dwindling interest in vocational path. The significance of craftsmanship trade has been shamefully degraded among our youth, resulting in a loss of knowledge and skills. The educational system has hurt the connection between learning and hands-on practice. In the French school system, there is no time to left young people to experience the joy of creating with their own hands. In 2021, I founded De l'or dans les mains, an association at aiming reintegrating artisanal practice into middle school. De l'or dans les mains in French means to have gold in your hands. Our project is a powerful combination of economic, social and cultural initiatives specifically targeting young people. Our action focuses on two main points. First, we link school curriculum and artisanal practice, introducing various skills with tool education created by teachers and craftsmen and women. We produce different material on different medium like podcasts, videos, comic book, practice notebook. Children study this material with a teacher before we intervene. That is our second point. Experience craftsmanship. Craftsmen and women teach children various skills. There are carpenters, blacksmiths, potters, shoemakers, and so on. At the end of the day, each child lives with an object crafted with their own hands. Reintegrating artisanal practice into middle schools is a way to prove that there are different forms of intelligence, professional paths, and success. We need to advocate for systematic inclusion of manual experimentation in middle schools. This year, 1,500 people are benefiting from our program, with undergoing a 2-year journey craft experience with professionals and craftsmen. In 2025, we aim at onboarding 10,000 people. At De l'or dans les mains, our mission is to change our perceptions of craftswomen and craftsmen. It's time to transform our outlook and to empower the young generations to unlock their potential through craft skills. Let's ignite this passion and reshape the future together.
Thank you very much, Gabriel. You can give it to the volunteers. Thank you very much, and I would like to invite to the stage the last and not least innovator from today, so Clément from Wepot. The space is yours.
Thank you. Hello everyone, nice to meet you, good morning. Can you please raise your hand if you have plants at home? I do. And can you keep your hand up if you have already made one plant die? That's it. So basically, everyone has made their plant die because no one knows how to water them. If you water with normal aspersion, mostly 50% goes straight to the ground. 20% goes by the evaporations, so only 20% is used by the plants. We found a new solution. So this is Oyas. It's an ancestral irrigation system that is purely made out of clay. It was used 4,000 years ago all around the world. So we try to make it here again. So basically it's really easy. You put it on the ground, you fill it with water. As it is porous, it will slowly diffuse the water all around. So the plant go and fix their roots on it, and it drinks directly from it, so it becomes autonomous. So as I told you, it saves up 70% of water. But we did our experiments. We tried with eggplants. On one side, we did normal aspiration. On the other side, we used our technique. And at the end, the results were impressive. We produced twice more eggplants, and they were 1.5 bigger. But also, it saves up time because you just have to fill it once a week. So, a little background on our company. So we started in 2019 during our studies at Lausanne. At the beginning, we were using the handicap workshop to do the production. But then, 1 year later, 2020, COVID struck, so the workshop closed. And the demand was so high, we had to produce in the garage of my parents during all summer. 1 year later, we rent a small 34 meter square workshop where we do all the production during all the year. And 1 year after, this year, we have a 600 meter square workshop in Lausanne where we employ 7 people with a production capacity of more than 200,000 units. So we sell through our workshop, through distributors all around Switzerland, and we want to expand to Europe. But from those awesome results, we went to the engineer school, and we are now in the innovative lab in Switzerland, where they give us grant to perform innovative solution to irrigate large-scale landscape. So now we have, with our manufacturer, we will be profitable this year with a turnover around $500,000 Swiss francs. And where the workshop is the most expensive in the world, we will have proven that we can be profitable on our business, and we will go and build plants all around the world. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Wepot, and I will ask you to stay on the stage together with the rest of the speakers. So please come on stage, Démocratie Ouverte, Goodvest, SpaceBuzz, and d'Allemand. And I will ask our jury to pose the questions for the next 6 minutes.
Maybe the first question will go to with the craft your project. Just to understand, what you propose is to include these type of activities
in school
within
programs.
the school programs, the official school program,
Yes.
not only as extra
No, it's
activities.
in school, in classroom.
So the challenge is to convince the Education National, the Ministry of Schools, and all these systems to say okay to the project. This is the main.
They are.
And they are.
A lot of teachers contact us to include de l'art dans les mains in their schools.
But I don't know the other system, but in the French system, it's a national program. Yes. So it's not a school that decides I will put that in 2 hours of this activity instead of 2 hours or 2 hours of English or maths or whatever. So you have to be included in the programs.
Yes, but we link school curriculum with art and practice. So a teacher of mathematics is very interesting to invite us because through carpenters, the children will absorb geometry, and it's very interesting to have another outlook on this mathematics.
Okay, my question will go for Goodvest, and it is around what barriers have you found in the regulations of finance, and these linked to the possibility of a scale to a global level. Let's say.
Well, the main barrier that we encountered since the creation of Goodvest is probably habits. Because you know, in France, people are really, I would say, attached to traditional institutions, traditional banks. They trust their financial advisors. Sometimes they have known them for years, and it's very difficult. I think it's our main difficulty to make financial education convey this idea that money is not neutral on the environment. It's not neutral, it has an impact, and a negative one. So we have to do a lot of education on that. But fortunately, things are changing. Regulations, national one and European one, is going the right way for us and for the climate.
Thank you.
It works, yeah. To a certain extent, we may be competitors, so I will not ask too difficult questions. But
Thank you.
Which type of companies you target to invest in with the money you will collect?
Well, we target many companies, 10, hundreds even, because we invest through funds. So we invest on the stock market, so they're usually big companies. It can be a lot of things. It can be companies that contribute actively to the transition, for example, because they build facilities for the energetics transition, or it can be something totally different, but a company that will have ambitious goals to decarbonize their activity. So it can be either the one or the other. But as I was saying before, it does not mean all these companies are perfect. But
Sure.
They are not all companies, nor gas, nor charcoal, and they are going the right way.
Thank you. This question will go for Mathilde, and it is around understanding a little more the business model. There are two questions. Understanding a little more the business model, and how is the relation with the public sector around this innovation?
Thank you. So the project has been supported initially by several donors, including foundations and public institutions, including the Interministerial Direction for Public Transformation in France. We're also financed by the French Development Agency, especially for the Other Sea development. And we have created, you may have seen in the slide, a steering committee that include high representative from civil society and public institutions. So we closely work with different levels of government. We have started the tool for the commune, the cities, and we are now adjusted it to other governance level, to the regions in France, and we have been also proposed to explore how it can be relevant for ministries. So we are currently diversifying the resources. We will have proposals of support for the local authorities that want to perform assessment at their level. We'll also offer trainings to other organizations that want to propose the demometer to civil society organizations and local authorities. So we have revenue generation that is embedded in the business model. We have been working with EY on a business model that aims the equilibrium, the balance in 2 to 3 years.
Thank you.
And in this project, do the politician leaders in the local community when they take your thing?
We are run out of time.
Okay.
So we have to close up the session, but there is time. I would like to invite you to the network area so that you have 30 minutes to actually talk with the innovators in the networking area. I would like to thank all the innovators that pitches today, so make a big applause, and also for our respected jury for the great questions and the great attention to that.